Okay, now that that's done, let's see. We could buy more Earthling cruisers, but I think our more immediate concern is to upgrade our own ship. Yeah, we only have 1900, about 2000 resource units. That's not good. We need storage bay. And a thruster. Iron bolt gun will actually sell that. Buy more thrusters. And turning jets. Thrusters are more important. We have 54 resource units at this moment. So basically we're broke. So our immediate goal needs to be to gather more resources. And we might as well start with Earth. Mercury, we already did that. It's too dangerous to fully clean out. Venus, I think that's too dangerous too. Venus is likely has a weather problem. Yeah, class 8 weather. Nothing that interesting anyway, but that's a death sentence if we go there. Temperature is 457 Celsius, yeah. If we land there, we're basically instantly going to die. So, first target will have to be Mars, and then we'll spread out from there. Yeah, this is weather is good, tectonics is good, temperature is good. Yeah, the minerals here aren't particularly valuable, but at this moment we can't be too big. We're totally broke, we need everything we got. Everything we can get is good. I think that's a pull, yeah. Okay, that's a gas giant. We won't be able to land on it. Titan, weather is bad. I'm not gonna go there. It's concentrate on your crew. Just showing you a Saturn. No, practically these don't have any surface and weather class 8. So then you can't land on them. Another one. a gas giant. Hopefully, it's a terrible planet, but it's safe to land on. And the fuel cost of landing isn't that high, so we'll go and take the few minerals it has. It's not much, but at least they'll cover the fuel cost. Terrible planet. There are only a few places left. Pluto and Uranus. Yeah, there has to be. I've missed some place. Yeah, I definitely missed that one. Want to. It'll take some time before we can. This is great. We can get the game going. Plot department. Because we absolutely need resources. We can't do anything without it. We are either needed for our own mothership or the fleet that supports it. We also need it for thrusters, fuel, all kinds of upgrades, so it's not an optional thing. The only optional thing is decide how we're going to actually get those resources. This is actually a good one. Those bright orange dots are radioactive. They are very valuable. These red ones aren't, but we'll take them as much as we can carry and we won't be coming back for them. They simply aren't worth it. And that looks like a radioactive planet, I hope, or a moon in this case. Yeah, it is. This is the best planet in the system by a huge margin. You have to be careful about the tectonics. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Tectonics are much the least dangerous environmental danger because they give a little warning before they hit, so you can dodge them. If this planet would have a weather of 4, I probably wouldn't even land here. We lost a few crew members. Hit points in this. Each crew member is basically a 1 hit point in this game. And there's a limited number of crew we have available, so we can lose quite a bit of them, but not in an infinite amount. So we have to be somewhat careful. We can change that by doing a certain quest in this game that will allow us to get infinite number of crew and lower the crew cost to 1 resource unit per crew. But we won't be able to do that for some time. So for the moment we have to accept the fact that we have a limited number of points we can use. I think the amount is 2000, but look at the cost of the crew will get higher soon, much sooner. Okay. We have an energy signature and an exotic mineral. Exotics are vastly more valuable than anything else. Normal basic mineral is like 3 research units per 1 unit of mineral. exotics are 25. So a huge difference. We'll have to see. Yeah, that's the energy signature. What the hell is that? Let's go take a look. Mayday from surface. We have come under fire from an alien vessel we found hiding in the surface of Pluto. Captain, they killed Kowalski, Fritz, Jin, O'Donnell, Luigi and all three of the Lieberman triplets. They returned fire, but our stunner can't penetrate the ship's full armor. We're initiating emergency launch procedures into transmission, so a hostile ship fired on our lander.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spotty Captain Fwiffo. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spatiwa, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spotty cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spotty, is Huffy Muffy Duffy. Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle. I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close. I hope nobody got hurt.
Yeah, and this is our first meeting with a Spotty. Another weird alien. And I think that's a picture of the bridge of this airship. Totally weird and alien control system, so it's also used to explain one thing, why we need alien captains to pilot alien ships if we ever get the blueprints to build them. So without access to the captains we can utilize their ships combat or build more without the captains, even if we have the ability to build the ship itself. Attention alien vessel, identify yourself or be destroyed.
Of course. As I said, I am Captain Fwiffo of the Spotty warship Star Runner. Our sensors have tracked your entry into the system, which you are no doubt here to conquer. And while you are certainly welcome to do so, we would be greatly appreciative if you would please just go away and forget this star system ever existed. If you don't go, it will greatly complicate our master-slave relationship with the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here to watch over the Earthlings.
Yeah. I think we're going to be mature and forgiving about this. We want to pump him for information, especially what the hell happened with the hierarchy base here. We understand that sometimes these tragic misunderstandings happen. We grieve but are not bitter.
Phew, thanks. For a minute there, I thought you were going to kill me.
Okay, I think the immediate concern is what the hell are you doing here on Pluto?
About 20 years ago, this region of space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was composed of the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Ur-Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Ur-Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Ur-Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them.
Yeah, that didn't answer my question, so we'll ask again.
When the Ur-Quan armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Ur-Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy, as combat draws and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space, or become a fellow species and return to free atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Ur-Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Earth and Spartan fleets to create the so-called Earth Guard and station them at a base on Earth's moon.
Yeah, but that still doesn't answer the question, so we'll repeat it again.
Originally, we were stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Spatty a bit uneasy because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. For the Illrat kept telling us that it was impossible since the Earthlings had no ships or weapons whatsoever. That made us feel a bit better, but when the Illrat left, again we grew fearful and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto.
Yeah. So these guys are extremely paranoid and cowardly. The only real question is, why the hell are they combat trolls instead of fellow slaves? Because their nature is so counter to what they are. What happened to the Illrat stations in this system?
The Illrat contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, yes, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Ur-Quan dreadnought vanished from this region of space. They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Illrat's passivity and wanted them to kill or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went off to have some fun.
Yeah. Okay, when do you expect the Illrat to return?
Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, we asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of real soon.
Yeah, they aren't coming back. And this tells us a little bit about the Illrat. They are combat trolls, they don't really care they don't care anything about the Ur-Quan orders as long as the Ur-Quan aren't there to enforce it. So they'll go do their own thing. So, what is happening at the base on Luna then? And why is he here alone? It was supposed to be a fleet of Sparky here.
We decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt. In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio malnorme fun rum called Winky's Happy Night, hoping they would think we were still there.
Yeah. I think, if I recall correctly, our Xeno specialist thought it was some kind of an emergency broadcast or warning, so we know that he's a useless sack of crap. Okay, what happened to the other Sparky ships? I can pretty much guess what happened.
Over the past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth Guard forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we Spotty call the Ultimate Evil!
Okay, what's that?
As yet, the ultimate evil remains largely unmanifest, and its powers and exact intentions are still a bit obscure, since it lurks just outside the range of even the most sensitive long-range detectors, which we feel gives conclusive evidence as to the ultimate evil's nefarious intent.
So it doesn't exist, and it's just their paranoia and fears manifested. Why are you still here? Well, that's a good question, but yeah, how many crew do you have aboard? Yeah, I can guess what happened here. Yeah, same thing that happened with the strategic redeployment of Pluto, is that they get got the hell out of here one by one.
Dozens, that is to say scores and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super-efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to do today.
Hundreds? Come on.
I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor spotter like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect. I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' lunar-class void ships typically holds 30 spotter crewmen, though at present my vessel, the Star Runner, is not up to full complement due to the needs of my homeworld in their resistance against the ultimate evil. And in fact, my vessel is somewhat understaffed right now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit frightening, as I am sure you can understand.
Yeah, and this guy has been here how long? Okay, why are you still here?
Since it was our most powerful and unforgiving masters, the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here, we knew it would be grossly stupid to disobey them completely, but we decided it would be okay to send just one ship home. We used one of our most ancient and solemn rituals, Happy, to pick the lucky ship. Then, some months later, we decided that it wouldn't really hurt if we sent one more ship home. And then later we sent another, and then another. Well, you get the idea. Alas, as fate would have it, when the final ritual was performed, I, Fwiffo, was left here alone. For as even the most immature in questioning knows, there must always be one spotter who picks the short top stick.
So he's the only one that he got unlucky, basically. They're too afraid to stay, but too afraid of the Ur-Quan to totally disobey them. Okay, where are the Ur-Quan now?
Our masters don't really keep us very well informed about their goings-on, so that all we know is that immediately after the subjugation of the last Alliance race, the Hut, I think, the Ur-Quan gathered their dreadnoughts and departed for the edge of the galaxy, commanding us to obey the slave laws or face their wrath when they returned.
Do you know anything about other alien races? We want any bit of information would help at this point.
We only know bits and pieces of what happened to each race. For instance, when defeated, the Yahat joined the hierarchy as combat roles, while the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded on a planet in the Bug-Squirt star system. No, that's not right. I forget its name. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Shafixti. They were utterly wiped out in a gigantic blaze of glory.
Bug-Squirt system for the Cyrene. Okay, what do you mean blaze of glory? What happened to the show Pixie?
The Sophisti were half feral, as you know, having been uplifted by the Yahat just a few decades before the start of the war. Given their habit of detonating those suicidal so-called glory devices in combat, it came as no particular surprise to me when, upon the arrival of the Ur-Quan primary task force at their homeworld, the Sophisti caused their sun to explode in a colossal supernova, destroying the entire planetary system, and not incidentally dozens of Ur-Quan dreadnoughts.
Yeah, that's a beautiful letter. What about yourself, Fwiffo?
Me? You mean me, personally? Oh, nice of you to ask! I was born a poor green incrusting, the youngest child of a family of 18,487. My male parents had to work hard to support us, very hard. But each of my brothers and sisters and I tried to help out to make ends meet. The female parent was kind and sweet to all of us. Why, she once even called me by name. She said, "Fwiffo, Fwiffo, would you please answer the door? I'll fix someone's laugh." What a treat, a golden memory. I swiftly matured into a fine example of my species with my parents' assistance. Achieved independence. Specifically, they pried me from the door jam and rolled me into the street. Thus prepared, I set out to make my fortune. I had great dreams in those days. Yes, great dreams. I knew that someday I would be vastly rich, wealthy enough to afford a large, well-fortified mansion. Surrounding my mansion would be vast tracts of land, through which I could slide at any time I wished. Of course, one can never be too sure that there aren't monsters hiding just behind the next bush, so I would plant trees to climb at regular, easy-to-reach intervals. And being a spotty of the world, I would know that some monsters climb trees, though often not well, so I would have my servants place in each tree a basket of product stones. Not too heavy, not too light, just the right size for throwing at monsters. I was thinking about what color the stones would be painted. Aqua, mauve, or magenta, when a vegetable cart came careening down the street outside my house and knocked me unconscious. When I awoke, I was aboard the void ship Star Runner headed for Earth. Apparently, I had been out of my head for quite some time after the accident, and with the assistance of some kind strangers, had been relieved of my funds and convinced to join the Navy, where I have been unpleasantly employed for the last 25 years.
Yeah. It seems that the cowardly spotty aren't the army isn't a place you of pride and honor. It's a place you get forcefully inscripted to. The only thing we really can do is either attack him or try to get him to join us. So I'm sure you'd feel a lot safer if you were with us. Come on, Fwiffo, join our fleet.
Well, I really want to, but I am just not sure that under the present circumstances, joining you in your exciting and also dangerous space adventures would be the best course of action right now, because the Ur-Quan could return at any minute, and the punishment they would bestow on me for such treason would make any other horrible death seem like big fun by comparison. Thanks for the offer, though.
Yeah, we'll ask again.
You build a strong case, Captain. Here I am, alone and undefended on the surface of a hostile alien world. Above me you hover in orbit, encrusted with beam guns, missile launchers, and other more dreadful weapons. So I think to myself, Fwiffo, is it prudent to remain here, as vulnerable as a moleling on a skillet? No! I answer myself. Join me, human! He is kind and good! But then a wicked voice whispers,
Beware, the human is tricking you. If you join him, you will die alone in the cold of space.
and for reasons beyond my understanding, Captain, this voice overwhelms the other, and so I must remain here, largely against my will.
Okay, we'll ask a third time.
Twice before you have asked this question, Captain. Will the third time be the charm? Alas, I fear not. Twice before.
Okay, now it loops. We have a other avenue of here. The galaxy teams with threatening monsters. Are you happy here? Alone and vulnerable? So this is probably much more effective because this utilizes the natural fears of the Spathi.
How true, Captain, how true! In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, and yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with death.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be a lot safer if you were with us. Come on, Fwiffo, join our fleet.
Happy days and jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your offer of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment though, and make sure you understand that any other Spathi ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Ur-Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
Yeah, this is really important to us because our combat capability is pretty much zero at the start. Even if we would have kept the weapon on the flagship, it wouldn't have been of much use, and the Earthling cruiser is of questionable value against most of our enemies. The Spathi vessel, on the other hand, is very good. We're returning here to get more crew. Yeah, we can't afford the crew. Yeah, we'll unload the minerals. It's not much, but
Greetings, Captain. I'm ready to assist you.
yeah, minerals to offload.
Not a bad job, Captain.
Yeah,
Try to avoid getting gruesomely killed, Captain.
yeah, thanks. It's not much, but at least we'll get the full crew, full fuel, and we'll probably can afford some upgrade too. Little ones, thrusters and turning jets. Thrusters are more important at this point. They're again broke, so I'll save here. We're ready to start exploring the world.